How you doing? That actually started by itself. This new phone is freaky. What a sensation. Um, I'm back today, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, all 3 days. But I'm back. We've been very, very busy. We've been getting a lot of rain here, but that kind of stopped me for today from things that are very pressing to get done and put me back in the shop for today. So I'm kind of glad. This is my day off now, man. I got a day off. We got people coming. Slammer, Daryl Burgess, and his brother Lane, they're coming up. Eric Nelson's coming up with his wife, Dawn. Looking forward to him. At the end of the week. So we're going to have some interesting stuff we're going to do. We're going to try to get a bike ride in if we can and run some saws and stuff like that and hang out. Of course, we're going to barbecue. We got to do that at least once. Okay, anyways, back to what I'm actually doing. I have been, for about 6 months, trying to get a cylinder done for Keith Wesley. I've been over a year trying to get my Blue Thunder straightened out, which we got numbers we can work with. And I actually am actively working on that as we speak. I will be showing you the videos. I'm making clips. That's what I'm doing. But I wanted to show you this Fordham tools that we got right here. And explain the goods to bads. I'll be honest with you. Tony Alto sent them to me. I'll just call him Tony Alto. Tony, thanks, man. Everybody's wondering. Tony, if you're watching, and I hope you do, they are really jonesing for this little sucker right here. If I can get that, where you can see that, what that is, you can look it up. Tony sent it in a box. I got to talk to him or Tin Man or somebody. Anybody's got an answer for where to get these. I know I seen them on a Fordham site, but then I went back in and I couldn't find a darn thing. I want to give you guys numbers where to get this stuff. This Fordham tooling is actually very nice stuff. I was worried that I wouldn't like to pedal the controller. I like it. I can have it on the bench. I can put it right up here. I can use it like this, right off my arm. Just put my arm on it, and it'll go. Okay, I didn't want to turn it on because I didn't have a hole. And I can use it with my foot, whatever I feel like doing. I like that. I like the chuck. It's got a nice chuck. You just rotate that till it lines up with the chuck, Right there, see? Real proper chuck key. If I didn't drop it on the floor again. Nice. It'll hold more than just 8-inch tooling, guys, okay? It'll hold some of the bigger stuff. So that's good. Now, it has excellent throttle control. I like that. It's kind of nice. This is comfortable. It's very comfortable for me to use. It really is. And we're going to get to grinding here in just a minute. But I screwed up the first cylinder. I had a real problem with... I got a little bit careless. Let's just put it that way. I flipped my numbers. Yeah, I was really tired when I did it, and I got the intake out of whack. So I had to get another cylinder, which we got it in a few days ago. And we're going to get this to him. This is a test cylinder for Keith Wesley. We're sending that to him, and he's going to put it on his saw to see. We come up with a set of numbers for the Husqvarna to see if we can do just cylinder piston kits using a in the middle of the road deck height. So that if there's a variance, a few thousandths one way or the other, it's not going to make a lot of difference. Now, what we're looking for is something that is definitely a huge improvement over factory. This is what we want, but you can put it on most saws. So we've got this in the works as a test. Now, I forget to show you guys some of the things that I do. Like, my exhaust is the only thing that I smooth up, and I've started with this one here. I've just nicely started. Like, I start out with 80 grit, and I work my way up to finer sandpaper, but I just rip off a piece. Yeah, this is one of my chisel files. I just wrap it around it, hold it right here. I'm going to turn this camera down and you can watch a little bit. Insert it. See, it comes out. And I just kind of it's sandpaper on a flat surface. And what it does, any little imperfections that you end up leaving, it helps you get it out. And then I just turn it over to get the other side, like that. And I just kind of use the edge. I got this one about wore out. I'm going to have to get me another one to get all the way on the inside. When you're done, you got a nice cylinder. The one thing about YouTube, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody that makes content's got their own way of doing things. You got to sort it out what you like. It just the way it is. I do not super polish my exhaust. I know the arguments, but when you get as old as I am, which there's a lot of you guys out there that's older than me watching, thanks guys. You do not need mirror finishes on your exhaust. You need smooth. That's what you need, it's just smooth. You're not trying to get carried away. What the argument is, and I'll argue with anybody about this one. Oh, carbon builds up on the exhaust when you leave it rough. Oh, Harvey, your cylinders aren't like glass. Don't worry, guys. We know what we're doing. Done this an awful long time. Awful long time. You want that exhaust quite smooth. I will be honest. Now, this is just starting in, and I'll probably finish off with 320 maybe, but that's with 80 grit. And that's actually plenty smooth enough. And then catch your exhaust floor. I never remove much at all, ever, off that exhaust floor, because I don't want to have a problem. And, but I'll get a little bit. So this is about dressing this up. Now, this is a 52 millimeter big bore for a 372 with a pop-up piston. Keith, sorry, buddy. I forget the guy's name there with that Blue Thunder. I owe a bunch of you apologies. I've had some saws here for a while, but we've had some crazy. This big C year put me right on blocks. It did. And I tried to play catch up, and I ended up letting a lot of things go. But I've got an even keel, and I'm trying to manage it. And I will. And I'll get back to where that we have daily videos. This is something we'll do. We'll definitely get back to the daily videos. Let me get the scrunch off my bench here. I value all of you. All of you. I don't ask for much out of life other than friendship. And sometimes that's all I got that I can afford to give. That's friendship. But you know what? A lot of times that's better than money, ain't it? We'll take the money, but yeah, take the money, but value the friendship. I just speaking from the heart, guys. I ain't a mushy kind of guy for no way. I can tell you that right now, and I love the looks of this. This right here is a game changer. I have a long time used the Dremel on this channel, and I will continue to do that in certain cases. Where I'm going to be real hard on something, I'm going to use a Dremel. This is precision equipment. Here's the pros. I like how much more uniform and stable my tooling is when it's grabbed in a drill chuck. I like that I can run less RPMs and take nicer cuts than I can with a Dremel. And I can. That's what I like. The only thing the Dremel's got this thing beat on is just one price point. Period. Dremel works good. If you're starting to port and you're going to do, I don't care if it's dirt bikes or what it is. If you're going to start porting and you're not sure how committed you want to get and you don't want to spend the money on this stuff, it's a few $100. It's worth it. It really is. Get yourself a Dremel and just get going. Get good at it. When you feel like it, step up. Save your pennies. I was actually trying to save my pennies to get this kind of stuff, and Tony stepped up. And Tin Man told me right out, he says, privately, he says, I like it. I really. He said, where do guys like this come from to help? There's so many people that's helped this channel, it's ridiculous. One of you had asked if we port dirt bike cylinders and stuff. Oh, yeah, this is where this all come from. I thought I had a 125 cylinder here. He wanted to see comparisons. I'm going to do that. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, this cylinder I'm going to show you is off a 1982 Honda CR125. Now, we've been making this comparison verbally about the dirt bike. This is where I got my stuff, as dirt bikes. Well, I was moving some stuff around the other day to try to make room for more stuff. You know what that's like. That's a bad idea, guys. Bad idea. You wanted to see. Now, this is a 52 millimeter bore. And this is just a little bigger, see? Just a little, it ain't a lot. It's a little bigger. Okay? Now, you see the size of the transfers before you open them up. Okay? Now, here's your transfers. Granted, that's a little bit bigger bore, but that's monster, isn't it? Monster. Okay? These motors run, what, $9,000, something like that, these do? 8,500, $9,000. I don't know right off the top of my head. I know they're ring zingers. But when you got transfers that size, you can see the transfer openings down in there. You really got something. Intake, reed cage. This is what the deal is. See that? Now, there's some interesting things about this. Now, when you look on the intake side, you'll see that there is this is going to be difficult for me. See that notch right there? See it? I got a little light here. Let me get that on that. See that? See that cutout? The top of that intake? It is because of a reed. But we do something very similar. Sometimes you see two little notches. It helps feed the transfers. Trust what I'm telling you. This is an interesting type of cylinder layout and design. The exhaust roof is very, very high compared to the transfers. Let me get that light back in there and get this diddled around where you can see it. Okay. The exhaust is right there. It's got a bridge in it. See? Okay. And then there's your transfers. But your exhaust opening and where your transfers open, there's quite a difference. Real big difference. Without having to piston and rod, the engine sitting here, which we're going to do this. I'll show you what the deal is, where I get some of these numbers and why they work good. It is from this stuff. And you guys think I'm smart and figuring this all out on my own lonesome. No, I'm going to look at something that really works, and that's what I want to do. Works on saws too. So, if you leave your transfer opening too tight to your exhaust opening, you don't get any pull. It doesn't, it's not good. You need 25 degrees, 24, 25 degrees. So when your exhaust just breaks the top of the cylinder on the exhaust port, from there, 25 degrees later, open your transfers. You look at some of these new saws, they're even more than that. Yes, they are. Okay, so what I need to do is, we've got this exhaust finished. I just got to finish sanding it, okay? So we're at that point. I ain't made a video in quite a while. I'm getting to be a scatterbrain about this. So what I need to do is take a little bit off the floor of this intake. So, running the cylinder upside down, this will be the floor. Don't do that like I did. Get yakking with somebody and take it off the roof. Yeah, I did that on... I was done. I was done with the cylinder. I did it last week. I was done with it, ready to ship it. Boom, boom, boom. Got his address from me. Boom, nothing. This is what happens. That's exactly what happens. So, not a big deal. We're going to finish this. Now, if you'll notice, and you'll see this on factory cylinders or aftermarket, this area in here is not always round. Right here. Don't get this open big. First thing I do, and this is what the nice thing is, I'm going to turn this down so you can kind of watch. I even tried to get it where you can see the cylinder here. Not right this second. Light cuts. Let the tool do its work. Take your time when you're doing this, guys. Okay. I've got that back to fairly round now. Now, this is the finish that I leave right here. Okay. It's just a mill finish. Okay. What that does, creates laminar flow, keeps the air from being in contact, air that's got fuel and suspension being in contact with the metal. Therefore, it goes straight through the center. It will make horsepower doing it. I will promise you. You can super polish them if you want. Take that same thing right out. Run that and get used to how it feels. And you go in there and make your intake and your transfers mill finish. Just burr finish. And you'll notice the difference. I will promise you. You'll find that out. Of course, you'll always have somebody to argue that point, but that's all right. Oh, I was going to tell you one thing. When I first started out with this, it didn't seem like I could run it at a super low RPM. I wanted to go higher RPM, which is generally what you do anyway. But as you use your foot switch with a Fordham it's like it's got to break in also, you know. So that's kind of cool, ain't it? So now the next thing we're going to do is I'll show you what our profile, our intake is. See that? This is the top down here, right there. We're going to put a notch there and a notch there. Okay? I'm just going to go ahead and do it, and then I'm going to show it to you. Okay. This is what we got. This is the intake. That's the roof that you're seeing them notches in. That helps feed them transfers, trust me. It's a nice thing to do to these. Okay, now what I'm going to do is go ahead and hit my number on my intake floor. Okay, now that we got that done, we have a proper intake. Okay. I'll do just a tiny, tiny little bit of cleanup, but not much. This is what it's going to be. You'll see right in this area here, like right at the top of that, you leave that. Just put a side notch. Here's your side notches. You leave that little finger sticking up. Now remember, down is up, okay? So you're looking at right here in this area here. You leave that alone. You don't touch that. You just get it here and here. That's it. And we're trying something just a little different on this one. It would be nice if I put it on a saw, but... I'm wanting to see on the exhaust side if what I can do is I'm always dropping something. I need to get a hook. That's what I'm going to do is get a little cradle so I can set this here. So I just grab it. But I keep the motor down underneath my bench on a shelf. I kind of like it like that because then it's as straight as I can get. I got a little nephew message there. Okay, you guys was asking about my tool, and I got eBay, cheap stuff, Chinese, double bevel. It's like $12 for 10 of them. And I'm going to tell you honestly, it's the best I've seen, easiest to work with. It cuts nice, but you want the double bevel. But what I'm going to do is, you see that one with a straight shank right here? I don't use that very often because I'm going to in a minute, but I want to use that to cut my transfers. So, what I need to do is change my tool. It's that easy. And I'll put the straight one in. I like how that works. I really do. Nothing wrong with that. That's nice stuff. Thanks so much, Tony. You know what? You know what's funny? I've been messing around out here for about 2.5 hours. I was grinding for bit on that Blue Thunder, and I'm doing this, and my hand ain't doing this. Maybe there's something to this, having proper tools, huh? Nothing wrong with the Dremel, guys. I'm warning you. Don't think there is. What I got to do, and I'm just going to get my hand in the way a minute here, and I'm going to try to get you moved over here. And I got some cheating ways. Now, I take this whole bridge out to level. See how much that sticks out from here to here? I take that out to level or just below. I've showed you guys that on video before. But sometimes I get my 4-inch grinder out and I just start cutting. I swear to God I do. But let's just see how this tool works with us. And I anchor with my thumb. See that? Need a little spray. Dawn dish liquid and water. You guys all know there's other lubricants out there. But yeah, okay, guess what? This is why you buy Windex instead of generic. The pump doesn't last more than 2 years. Ah, there we go. This will keep that aluminum dust down. That's bad for you. You should be wearing respirators. Let the tool cut. Don't make it cut. Run only the RPMs you need to keep it from chattering. I'm going to show you what I do. You'll hear the tool change. I'm going to run slow and it'll chatter. Wow, this thing's got a lot of power. If you run it too fast, you get aluminum buildup, which I'm surprised I didn't right there, if you don't know the truth. Oh my goodness sakes, I need a bottle. Paid $1 for this one at Dollar General. Okay, see, we're getting there, you know, we're kind of notchy and I want to show you, see, with that flat on that, that'll let me dress right in that corner where I've got that a little bit round. I'm going to go ahead and try that. It'll get it square. Now I just got to finish up here just a little. Love this tooling, man. See, that brought that right down. You see that just slightly under, okay? The next stage you're actually doing is you're thinning this band here and getting more volume in these, okay? This is your primary. It's on the exhaust side. This is your secondary. There's things you can do there that's unique if you want to, okay? Dirt bike, primary, secondary. See, that's not level there, is it, guys? I'm going to do a part 2 on this. I'll do it today and I'll post it another day, okay? Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Tony Alto, thanks so much. Tin Man, you're awesome, buddy. And we're looking forward to seeing Daryl Lane, Eric, and his wife at the end of the week. Thank you so much. Goodbye.